Blimey! It's time for your 3 favorite bloody wankers to try some afters. Hopefully, they'll be feeling gobsmacked and chuffed, and the snacks will be brilliant. And they won't be knackered and wanting to chunder if the snacks turn out to be a damp squib. Will these 3 chocolate treats from across the ocean be scrummy, or will they be rubbish? It's as easy as this. Sit back, turn up your volume, and Bob's your uncle. Bollocks! It's time to get cheeky on You Tried Dat! You Tried Dat, in jolly old England. I'm Nick Novak with your pals Chad Hancock,
Cheerio,
Nick Geiger.
Evening, Governor.
I should have gone Cheerio, and I'm not talking about the cereal.
That'd have been a great line.
Yeah. Hold on, edit point.
So we were talking before, Geiger, you're the only one of us who's been to England. What was your hot take on it?
Oh, man. It is British AF over there. Have you guys... everywhere you go, British person. No, I've been there 3 times for work. And the most recent time is when I acquired these snacks at the beginning of this year. I will say the reputation they have for having shitty food is really well earned. It's a lot of like brown gravy, dry meat. They have good Indian food there because there's a large Indian population. And like any place, London is a huge town, so like, you know, you just got to know where to go. But my second time there, I was there to train some of our customers. So I did it in London, and then I went to Chester, which is like a nearby suburb. And it's like an old English pub town. And I had a night to just explore it by myself. So I was just walking around, and I went to a real pub, and I'm like, I'm going to order like the local food. I'm going to be that guy, right? So I ordered beef tongue pot au feu, which is essentially like broth with carrots, onions, and a boiled cow tongue in it. It wasn't like prepared anyway. It was a pink or a grayish, squishy. And like first couple bites, I'm like, oh, this isn't bad. And then halfway through, I'm like, oh, I can't do this. It was just like super salty because it's just full of blood, capillaries and stuff. It was not good.
I'm not surprised to hear you say that the food in general in England is not good, because I will say from my experience at Epcot Center in Disney World, the England station has by far got the worst food out of all those little countries around that lagoon.
Right.
So, checks out.
Yeah, I did have a couple good meals last time. The fish and chips are good, but every place serves it. It's funny because every place serves the same stuff. It's like fish and chips, Yorkshire puddings, like sausage plates with beans, like all kinds of stuff like that.
So, speaking of food, hold on. My dog has some food on his dick. One sec.
What?
That is staying in.
What? Is this a bit?
I don't...
Is this a comedy bit?
Excuse me? What?
No, look, my dog. Okay, my daughter's been eating. She had a lot of spaghetti today, and she was just throwing it all over the place. And my dog Napoleon is right there, like ready to eat up the remains. And she got so much spaghetti in his hair, and we thought I'd gotten it all out. And he's down here with me, and he just rolled onto his back, like he likes to sleep on his back. And I look over, and there's a piece of spaghetti hanging off his dick. So I just had to go get it. I'm sorry. It was distracting.
Hey, look. We're not that hard up for content already, are we? That you're just draping your dog's penis in spaghetti so you can talk about it?
I couldn't focus on anything else but spaghetti dick, all right?
It's not... The fact that you went and got it off is not weird, but that you left camera, when you came back on, the noodle was like slurping into your mouth quickly.
Look, my hands are full of these British snacks. How else do you think I'm going to get it off of his dick?
Well,
so
right.
I have a brief story here that has literally nothing to do with England, but let's see what your take on this is. So I was listening to, I don't even know, it was on an old TV show or the radio or something, and You Can't Touch This came on. You guys remember that old?
Not only do I remember it, I still know all the words.
Okay.
I'm not going to sing them for you right now.
Great.
So the song played, and then of course as the day went, I repeated which line from You Can't Touch This. Which one?
My music hits me so hard.
You can't touch this?
No, it's Stop Hammer Time. So I repeatedly was saying Stop Hammer Time. Stop, hammer time. Any chance I could get, all right?
Yeah, of
So,
course.
there's a lot of chances. Comes up a lot.
Anytime you see a stop sign.
My wife at one point
Anytime you see a hammer. Anytime you see a clock. All those occasions.
Yep.
My wife at one point says, boy, things sure have changed in response to it. So, what is she talking about? Here's your choices. So, one, the music sure has changed, right? That's a possibility.
Hammers have changed.
I sure have changed in that she wants a divorce, which is the other choice. Or there's no more hammer time these days. You think that's another possibility?
I guess I'll take C just because it sounds the most absurd.
I actually have a tattoo that has my kids' initials on it, and it says MC because I have 2 daughters and their initials are MC. And actually, the first, it has my wife's initial on top, which is L. It just says L and M and C. And people have asked, like, well, what happens if there's some falling out with your family? And my go-to joke is usually, I will just have the tattoo altered to say, love MC Hammer. I'll just put...
Perfect. Flawless plan.
Hammer, please don't hurt them.
So what had changed?
Oh, the answer was all of the above.
All right. That settles that.
Geiger, you recently got a piece of chicken. Is that right?
Might want to be careful with that particular segue.
You saw a piece of chicken on your dog's dick.
My dog had a huge boner. I'm like, oh, that's a drumstick, and I went over and got it. No, my dog's a girl.
Still had a boner somehow.
Yeah,
just rock hard dog nipples.
So we, due to COVID, to be safe, even though for a while there, the grocery store trips were the only thing keeping me sane. I understand it's not a good idea. So we've been pre-ordering groceries from Mariano's, and then you schedule a pickup window and you just go and they come out and load it in the car for you.
Sure.
So my wife it's okay, but it's still not super convenient because you have to pick brands. So you'll have to say like, oh, I want the Kroger peanut butter or whatever. And then if they don't have that, they'll either try to just do a reasonable substitute or they'll just say, oh, we're out. And then you go in the store and there's like 16 other variations. Just give me some fucking peanut butter, but whatever.
Yeah.
So my wife she swears up and down. Now, this is my wife, and we've told some stories about my wife's absent-mindedness at times. So I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt here. She claims she ordered a package of thighs, a package of legs, and a package of drumsticks. So they saw, but quantity 1, right? So I get all these groceries and I get home and I reach into the bag and I pull out like a brown wrapped paper from like the meat counter with a single chicken drumstick in it. That is like 36 cents. Like, what the fuck is? And then I look and there's 1 leg wrapped up individually and 1 thigh. I'm like, I thought you ordered she's like, I ordered a package. I'm like, what fucking dipshit is like, oh, they didn't mean a package. They wanted 1 single like 6-ounce drumstick. I'm like, you piece of shit. So I ate it, but
you're the one who ate it.
Yeah. You're eating like you're from an orphanage where you take 1 drumstick and just slowly little pieces to everyone.
Yeah.
Better make this last, children.
Tap, children. Yeah. So we had a mixed grill of just individual pieces of chicken. I'm like, this is so fucking stupid. So then I had to go to the store anyway and get a bunch of the rest of the food that I ordered.
So weren't you also pissed that you had entered online the MC Hammer CD, but they gave you Young MC?
They gave me Young MC. It wasn't the same. I had ordered the MC Hammer CD and they gave me an actual hammer, and I'm like, that's not what I meant. And they gave me a watch because I said I want to make sure that I have hammer time on there. And like they gave me a hammer and a watch. And I'm like, no, that's not. Damn it. The song isn't even called Hammer Time. I don't know
why. That sounds like something your old grandpa says when MC Hammer was popular. Like, isn't that Hammer Time?
A rip, rap, rip, rip.
When you came home with that chicken leg, did your grandpa go, well, why'd you get chicken legs and thighs? I thought you liked big butts.
Yes. Why didn't you order Why didn't you order a chicken butt, that most delectable of cut? Well, you had Tyson chicken ass on sale this week.
You've got a grandpa that's just like super into like early 90s rap.
Oh yeah. Don't call it a comeback.
That's you, Chad.
Yeah, I am your grandpa.
my grandfather's favorite single was Truman Said Knock You Out. He really enjoyed that one.
I'll tell you what, if I ever have grandkids, you best believe I'm going to be quoting CNC Music Factory on the reg to them. Just until they're just like, Grandpa, shut up.
Grandpa just doing the running around the living room. Push it real good. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, Chad, you know probably more 90s rap. 90s, like, bad rap. Like, I'm not talking about serious NWA rap music, just like the pop goofy rap songs than almost anybody that I know.
I did listen to a lot of that, and I don't know why it is, but like my brain is able to like hold song lyrics very well, right? Like I'll hear a song like maybe 3-4 times and I'll know all the lyrics to it and like able to sing along, but I can't remember like, you know, people's birthdays or like what like important things that I need, like chores that I'm supposed to do, or like, you know, like funny jokes that happened even like 2 weeks ago. I can like barely remember.
You can't remember like your friends and family's birthday, but you remember Hammer Time's birthday just fine.
Yeah.
What if like everyone just put all their birthdays into a song? Would you be able to remember it then? Like, March 15th. Hammer Time.
I would know everybody's birthday then. You know, I wore hammer pants when I was a kid. I think 8th grade, maybe freshman year. I went out, I bought like a bunch of hammer pants and wore them to school.
A bunch?
And was
a bunch
mercilessly. I had like 3 or 4
Where?
pairs, I think.
What? Who was selling them?
I don't know. I think I just got them at Kohl's or something.
Hammer?
I think those are called pajamas. I don't think they were hammer pants.
They were basically just pajama pants with like super low crotches.
What were those pants called? My dad used to wear them all the time. The pants that were like, they were coming like football team colors a lot.
Oh,
they
Zubas.
Were, like, Zubas.
Zebra stripes.
Yeah.
What? I gotta Google this. What's a Zuba?
Yeah, you ever heard of this? Zubaz. They're like zebra striped sweatpants that were in like team color.
Yeah, I know these. Yeah.
Every weekend we went to the mall to try to find Packer Zubas in my dad's size, and he could never find them somehow. I don't know why. But he
every
ended up buying
weekend.
He repeatedly.
What are we doing this weekend, Dad? What the hell do you think we're doing? We're going to the goddamn mall till I can find the Zubas.
Do you assume me wearing Zubas, you piece of shit? I don't know why everyone calls themselves a piece of shit in my stories, but so we finally settled on Badger ones, and then he would wear them at Christmas time with a green shirt. Great investment, Dad.
Well, I can tell you, Zubas, I mean, they're still for sale, Zubas.com. It says, if you're not wearing Zubas, you're just wearing pants. So.
What?
Is that a problem?
Miscalculation of a slogan.
I guess they don't want you wearing pants. All right, fine.
I think you should get him those Zubas that eluded him for so many years, Geiger.
Oh, stop! Zubas time.
All right, well, let's get to snacking on these England snacks. We've got 3 chocolatey English snacks that we are going to rate on a 5-point scale. I love that, like that, indifferent to that, dislike that, and hate that. And let's start with the one that we are most familiar with in another form, the Kit Kat. And this is the Kit Kat Senses Salted Caramel. Now, I've never had any other flavor Kit Kat. There are so many, and we actually are trying to put together a Kit Kat tournament.
I was just about to say, I'm going to be heartbroken if this ends up being like the only Kit Kat we get to try if this Kit Kat tournament falls apart.
So it comes in three pieces here that are all based long ways next to each other, so it's not really your standard Kit Kat form. And as we know, since we're doing chocolate from England, that a lot of time we've had other snacks that were chocolatey from overseas, and they've had this sort of what we've referred to as that England chocolate, which is a bit different than the chocolate that we have here usually.
What makes it a senses? Do we know?
I know. I think it's because you can hear it and smell it and taste it and feel it.
You taste it like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
You can taste the chocolate right away as like the dairy milk chocolate.
Yep.
Yep.
It's also taller. Right? Am I assuming that? Like, it's not as squat as the American Kit Kat.
Yes, it is taller because they have the same number of wafers, but then
Yeah.
there's a layer of salted caramel there on the top.
The "Give Me a Break" slogan would not work here, though. As Novak said, they're already pre-separated for you.
It's interesting because, I mean, it does remind you of a Kit Kat to eat it, but so many of the components are very different. The chocolate is different than what we're used to, and the salt part of it is really making things taste a lot different.
I bit off just the top to get the isolated of that salted caramel layer, and that is very salty.
All right, Geiger, you're going to start us off. What do you think of Kit Kat Senses, and what rating do you give it?
So for the record, American Kit Kats, I think, are kind of somewhat average. Like, they're fine. My son is obsessed with them, but they're okay, but it's never something I'm like, oh, give me the Kit Kat.
Bold claim.
Yeah. This is actually, I'm really surprised. This is very good to me. The chocolate, you hit it on the head, Novak. It's immediately, you can taste that it's that different British chocolate mix or whatever. The chocolate's better, I think, than a regular Kit Kat. I think the caramel works really good in here. The caramel is somehow not the super sticky, stuck in my teeth caramel or the ooey gooey caramello all over my face caramel. I like that it's salty. It's yeah. Wait, sorry, a little intense. For
No. The correct term for that is ooey gooey all over my dog stick caramel.
It's not that, like, when you bite in, the Kit Kat doesn't just bukkake all over me. It's a nice. Enjoy looking that one up, my sisters. It's no, in the salty component, I think it's not overwhelmingly salty when you take a whole bite of it, and it provides it's a good balance. I love this thing. I love that. I think it's really good.
Wow.
It's a little crunchy, and I'm normally not a texture guy. I'm not surprised as you guys. I love that.
A strong start right out of the bat here for Kit Kat Senses. Chad, what do you think?
I don't know. The mixture is not working for me like I thought it would. And I don't know if it's that I think it's maybe too salty. The wafers don't taste great to me. They taste a little stale in their consistency. I agree the chocolate is better than a normal Kit Kat chocolate. I do like the consistency of the caramel. It is very non-bukkake caramel, which is good for me.
Mm-hmm.
But can I even give this a like that? I think I have to go indifferent to that for this.
Wow.
I don't think I'm going to go back and eat the other two bars in here.
Surprising. So I'm going to split the difference from you guys. I think the chocolate is good. The crunch is good. Everything is good about it. What brings it down to just a like for me is that it's a little too salty, or even a lot too salty. I just think, and I get it's salted caramel, and that's what they're trying to do, so it's not a fault of theirs, but just is not a great mix, the salt with this particular chocolate either. I think this is a creamier chocolate that doesn't lend to an addition of salt. You guys are right about the caramel. It's not that overly creamy, stick to the inside of your Zubas type caramel. So it's just
a zucchini.
Okay, and so we're gonna a love, a like, and an indifferent. So split across the board, but it averages out to a like. So a strong start. It's always good when we get a strong start to set the bar for some of these other ones.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's time that we go to the Turkish Delight.
My wife saw these, and she said saw the Turkish Delight, and she just was like, "Ooh, you are gonna hate that." That's what she said about this.
Yeah, why? What is this?
What is it?
No idea. It just says Fry's Turkish Delight milk chocolate.
Sounds like the name of a bathhouse or something.
And the ingredients say Turkish Delight covered with milk chocolate. So that doesn't really help.
So we're not sure what's in it. It is a small, I don't know if it's small. It's just like a medium-sized rectangle, flat rectangle that seems kind of squishy. Ooh, some of the chocolate layers coming off, and you can see like a gummy something or else under it.
That's strange.
It is like a chocolate covered gummy square kind of thing.
But what does the gummy square taste like? It's confusing.
What the fuck is a Turkish Delight? I have
Some
to look
kind of
this up.
fruit. It is very strange.
The Turkish Delight is a family of confections based on a gel of starch and sugar. This is basically like Jell-O or something covered in chocolate.
Is this like Winston Churchill's remains in here? What the fuck is this?
It has it seems like it's going to be like a fruit snack kind of consistency to
Yeah.
it, but it's way softer than that. It's like a melting kind of a fruit.
I keep biting it out of curiosity. Like I'm trying to pin down what I'm tasting and I can't.
It's not bad.
It's not?
Yeah.
If you just get the gel going in your mouth, its consistency is a little bit weird.
That has never been a sentence that anyone's ever wanted to hear. Just get that gel going in your mouth. It gets a little weird. Is that your defense of it? I'm confused.
Chad, you're starting us off this time. The Turkish Delight. I know it's different than we all expected, but what's the final verdict?
I said before that something about that Kit Kat Senses mix wasn't working. Something about this mix is really not working for me. The inside of this thing is just complete horror. It's terrible. And the chocolate around the outside is bad. The consistency is very unpleasing. I don't want that gel in my mouth. I don't want it working in there. This thing is awful. Hate that.
What? Wow. Maybe I don't think it's great, but it's nowhere near a hate. Nowhere near. I could finish this thing. I could work the gel until it was gone. But it's not it's the texture and consistency of the gel that's bringing it down, because I really don't think the taste is that bad. And I think the fruit needs a little bit more of or whatever it is. I don't know if it's fruit or whatever, but it needs more of a fruity flavor. Now that
there's no distinct fruit flavor.
Right. A more successful version of this that we've seen on our travel around the globe here was the Malvaban one from Mexico that had the fruit mixed in there. I thought that was a much better version of a fruity kind of candy. I'm just going to give this a middle of the road, indifferent to dat. So Geiger,
Wow.
you I guess do not agree. You thought we were going to get a flaming bag?
Well, I thought you'd at least dislike it. I look.
No, I think it's fine.
Let's clear things up here. Okay, I'm not splitting the difference between you guys, but I'm gonna combine your reviews of the consistency is shitty and the taste is worse. This is not good. As to quote the great Ric Flair, that doesn't work. I don't mind the consistency as much. I could get through it. That's fine if it tasted fine. It's almost like the closest thing my brain is trying to associate it with is almost like a sweeter tasting licorice, if that makes sense. And it's just not good. And it's even worse after the fact. I had a cup of coffee here, and I wish I had saved some because
Hold on.
Yeah.
You had a cup of coffee. It's 10:40 at night, your time.
I don't think you understand. Half of my bloodstream is caffeine at this point in time. I don't think it's going to affect me at all. Anyway, the aftertaste is horrible. I'm giving this hate that. This is bad. I don't know how.
Really?
I understood you not hating it. I was shocked that it wasn't a dislike. You're telling me you would go back to the store and buy this and eat it, or if someone handed it to you, be like, "Yeah, sure."
No, I'm indifferent.
Well, okay. Someone handed you a candy. It was the only candy at a party.
And indifferent means if you go to a party and there's a bowl of Turkish Delights, you would happily take them out and start munching on them.
I'd eat a Turkish Delight. Now, somebody, let's say they said, oh, here's another flavor. Here's a, grapish flavor or something, that I'd say, oh, I'll try that one.
This would work a lot better as like with a strawberry flavor or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Or raspberry or any sort of definable berry. It's just like a weird taste.
I just don't. I'm actually shocked at the hates. I am. So we're split on these 2 hates and an indifferent.
Now, is it Novak? Is it because you have fond memories of that Turkish Delight you got in that bathhouse you attended one time?
That's absolutely why. And it was the Turkish Delight was I eat a Turkish Delight while a really good-looking Turkish model grinds her butt over my Zuvas.
And then you look up at her as soon as you get erect. You look up at her and go, "Stop, hammer time."
All the jokes in the podcast came into that time I was in Turkey.
No. One more.
Yeah.
I thought a Turkish Delight was when you go to the grocery store and you thought you've ordered like a pack of turkey legs, a pack of turkey thighs, and then they just give you one of each. They're like, here's your Turkish Delight. Or is that just a turkey delight?
Oh, man.
Worth it?
The best jokes are ones that have the longest setup. That's what I always say.
I think that was worth it.
I liked it.
All right, Geiger, it's segment time.
Yeah. All right. Everyone looks forward every 3 podcasts to the most shambling, rambling segments we ever did. So here we go. So
you've got a nice 30-second long segment and 25 minutes of setup.
Okay,
for it.
so the thing with Turkish Delight was the Ottoman Empire. Anyway, we're reviewing carrots. No, the thing about when I'm in London, and some of my coworkers that have been to London have talked about how many different kinds of potato chips they have over there, like a lot of different unique flavors. But I couldn't bring any back over because I was just figured they'd get smashed in my luggage. Over there, they call them crisps. So over there, I am called Mr. Crisp.
Why would they get smashed in your luggage?
They're like bags of chips.
Is it hammer time?
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Because of hammer time. Because the hammer I keep in my luggage at all times.
Because of hammer time.
Stop. Air pressure changes.
Stop. Check your baggage. So what I've done here, in lieu of not being able to try them ourselves, one of the more prominent brands over there is essentially it's owned by PepsiCo, or it's the Lay's equivalent, which is Walker's, and they have lots of crazy chip combinations, including their own like flavor contests and things they've done for the World Cup and things like that. So I have 3 sets of 4 chips for each of you, and you have to guess which one is not real. So 3 of these are actual chip flavors and are crisp flavors. Sorry. And 1 is made up.
I hope one of these fake flavors is called Texas Ranger.
Jesus Christ. So
I'm on fire today, guys. I'm on fire. That's all I'm saying.
I hope one of them is called White.
I hope one is called Luke Sky.
I hope one of them is thing old people use to move.
I hope one of them is called the Herschel Trade. All right. So
I almost spit my water out.
we're leaving that one in. I don't care if anyone gets it but us. All right. So Chad or Novak, who wants to go first?
Me.
All right.
Chad.
Chad votes Chad. All right, Chad. Your choices are prawn cocktail, oven roasted chicken, steak and kidney pie, or pickled onion.
One of those is fake, or one is real.
One is one is fake. One is fake.
I'm pretty sure I've seen like prawn cocktail kinds of chips in Asia. So it was prawn, kidney beans,
Nope.
steak.
Prawn, oven roasted chicken, steak and kidney pie, or pickled onion.
I am gonna say oven roasted chicken.
Incorrect. The answer was steak and kidney pie is not real.
Oven roasted chicken just seemed too basic bitch of a flavor.
Right. Now, keep in mind, a few of these might be, there are all kinds of chip flavors and companies over there, so maybe you'll see one with that, but this is specifically with the Walker's brand, because it was the one I could find a big, long list of. All right, Novak, your turn.
Yeah.
Your choices are Brazilian salsa, cucumber and salad cream, char-grilled steak, or haggis and pepper.
I think that salad cream one sounds weird, so I don't think you'd have made that up.
What is haggis?
Haggis is a Scottish dish where they cook a bunch of like innards and stuff inside of a sheep's stomach.
Cool.
Yeah.
Often called the Haggis Delight.
Right.
I'm going to say the first one, Brazilian salsa.
Incorrect. Actually, the haggis one is incorrect. Or is the fake one. So there is some other haggis brand chips, but they're not with Walker's. So, Chad.
Yeah.
Sweet and sour pork, mango and red chili, Marmite yeast, or German bratwurst.
It's either German bratwurst or the mango. That mango seems like a weird enough combo. Like mango and chili is fucked up, but it seems weird enough that it would exist. So I'm gonna go with the bratwurst one. That sounds like something you would make up.
You're right, but you're wrong. So I would make that up, but I didn't this time. So sweet and sour pork was the answer.
All right, I was way off.
Also, just for the record, a bratwurst flavored chip. Look, I love both those things a lot. That would be bad. I don't know how you would make a good tasting bratwurst chip, but maybe I'm wrong.
What are the chances we're going 0-0 tie?
Yeah, I don't know. All right, Novak. Lamb and mint, Scotch egg, roast beef and Yorkshire pudding, or chili beef?
All right. Last time I tried to go away from the obvious England sounding one because I didn't think you'd try to make up one that was that obvious, but I'm going to go with it this time. Yorkshire pudding or whatever it was.
There's like 3 obvious British ones there. Scotch egg and lamb and mint.
Yeah, it's just the one that stuck out to me.
The one I made up was Scotch egg. So
Son of a...
I know. I'm just too good at this, or it's completely random.
You're so good.
Man, I am so
Fucking
good at
man.
looking up British food and then putting that as a chip name.
We're going to go to the mall every week till you guys can guess a fucking Walker Brothers chip.
All right, Jed. American cheeseburger, crispy duck and hoisin, Cajun squirrel, or Japanese squid?
Oh, man. This is tough.
You said Cajun squirrel?
I did. I said that out loud with a straight face.
All right, a Cajun squirrel.
Nope, that's real somehow.
Wow.
We'll come back to that. It was Japanese squid that I made up. And then Novak, if anyone can get on the board, you're the last hope here.
This is it.
This is it. Chili and chocolate, Australian barbecue kangaroo, Swedish meatball, or Italian bolognese?
Oh, I don't know. Swedish meatball for the win.
Yes! Oh! Miracle of one shining moment. Oh man. Who is gonna eat an Australian barbecue kangaroo chip? Fucking gross.
Do people eat kangaroo? Is that actually something that is kangaroo meat eaten?
I've had kangaroo.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was very gamey. I didn't like it.
Did you kill it yourself?
I ate it while it was still alive. When I was down in Australia, I just grabbed one by the leg and took a huge bite out of it.
They made that one for the World Cup. So some of those that had country names in front of them, they made specifically to represent countries in the World Cup. That was American cheeseburger was one of those. So a couple quick things that were funny. I was looking up ratings. I was trying to figure out, which if they had any ratings of these. And The Guardian, which is a UK newspaper, rated some of the flavor creation ones. So Builder's Breakfast was one. And it basically tastes like sausage, bacon, eggs, and beans. And they said somebody in the office opened it up and yelled, "I can smell eggs over here." It's just like an egg chip. Sounds disgusting. And then the funny Cajun squirrel. This is how they described it. The flavor itself is truly vile. If they'd called it squirrel's blood, everyone would have believed them. They taste precisely like a tiny cat piping hot farts through a potpourri pouch into your mouth. So there you go. Cajun
We gotta
squirrel.
get those. We have to get those. So
Yeah.
I don't know if they, because again, I think it was, I guess we could look it up. We'll see. If we can get them on Amazon, we should do them.
All right.
Wow.
So that was the segment, and the score was 1-0. It was one
Nice
correct
job,
guess
Novak.
versus no correct.
Sorry you couldn't break the master.
We've got one snack left.
When is Walker's going to make a squirrel spaghetti dick flavor? The world wants to know.
when are they gonna do a dog taint / spaghetti one?
The description here says this chips tastes like walking over to your dog and licking a pasta noodle off of his wang.
There is one more flavor I didn't talk about. It's called Hammer Thyme and Sage. Is the
Yeah.
the flavor combo? Yeah. THY. See what I did
Got
there?
it.
Yeah.
We've got Twirl. It's the last competitor, and Twirl looks very odd on the package, but I think it could stand a chance. So it's a Cadbury product. It feels like on the outside a Twix, but there's a cross section on the front, and it looks really like ribbony chocolate in there. And on the side, or on the top of the package, it says, "What makes it so twirly?" Question mark. It essentially is like a cross between a Twix and a Reese's stick in appearance.
Smells good.
My cross section couldn't look anything less like the front of the package.
Yeah, it looks like a solid wall of chocolate with some holes in it.
Yeah.
Chocolate is not quite as good as I was expecting, to be honest.
I might disagree with you.
I mean, it is just chocolate.
Well, okay. Now that I've had a couple more, but it's good. I don't know. I'll say my thought.
So that inside consistency, the inside consistency is less creamy.
Yeah, this thing is missing somewhere. It shouldn't be hard. It has a very simple formula of chocolate, right? That's literally the entire formula here. But there's something wrong. The inside should be creamier. Like you said, the inside's drier than the outside of the bar. And the ribbons, the twirly part of it, that's just making it seem like a bit more crumbly and there's a bit more air in it, is worse than a solid bar of chocolate. Much worse. And while it's not offensive, I don't want to eat it, any more of it. And it's just missing somewhere. I can't place it. Maybe you guys will be able to touch on it better. For me, it's just going to be an indifferent. I could finish it if I had to, but I don't know. I'd honestly, you guys aren't gonna be happy with this statement. I'd rather go back and eat the Turkish Delight than eat this thing.
Wow.
That's because you're fucking insane, but
that's bollocks.
Right. So to start off with an indifferent, it's gonna have to. But if we look back, the Kit Kat had an indifferent, a love, and a like. So it's not game over yet. Geiger, what do you think?
Yeah, here's the thing. This is just a regular milk chocolate bar with a gimmick of it's supposed to have this weird texture inside and be all twirly. And as we said, it really isn't. The inside just looks like a regular chocolate bar with some holes in it, and it's a different, worse texture than the outside. The chocolate itself tastes fine. I think the chocolate is good. Like, it's good milk chocolate. It's just that it's a one-note candy bar. It's just a milk chocolate bar, and it fails at its, like, innovative, goofy inside, like, texture thing. So I'm hovering between a mild like that, because the chocolate does taste good, and an indifferent just because I think it's just boring. And I think I'm going to land on indifferent, mostly because it's just it's just one note. It's just eat a piece of Hershey's milk chocolate. It's the same thing, although maybe you might quibble whether the Cadbury chocolate is better than the Hershey's, which that's fine. But it's just eating a regular milk chocolate bar without no textural difference whatsoever. And actually, the textural trick they're trying to pull off probably makes it a little bit worse, a little less creamy, like Chad said. So I'll give it an indifferent to that. I'd much rather eat the Kit Kat bar by far. I would never, ever, ever eat it, the Turkish Delight over this, but that's fine.
So that gives us no chance. The Kit Kat has won, but
yeah,
we have to find out whether we have a lazy electioneer or if Chad kind of likes this a bit more than we do. Now, I've got a feeling from his moaning and mumbling over here that he does.
I'm really surprised at everything you guys just said. I very strongly disagree with everything. I think the inside is great. This is so much better than just eating a solid chocolate bar.
What's great about it? Why?
It's less heavy. If you had a solid chocolate bar of this same size, it would be so heavy and dense and overwhelmingly sweet. But instead you get this delicious chocolate on the outside with like a light, creamy, just sort of crumbly texture on the inside. Now, the one thing Novak did say that resonated a little bit is that I do think it is missing maybe a little something, but I think the flavor of this is outstanding. I snarfed down that entire bar. If I didn't have to save the second bar for my wife, I would eat that right now. I'm giving this a love dat.
What?
It's fantastic.
Wow, we were all over the map today. You give it a snarf that, huh?
It's good. It's good as hell.
That's shocking. Shocking.
Well, Novak, you've had your own shocking proclamation today, too. I don't think you're in a position to talk. I feel much more strongly about disagreeing with Novak on the Turkish Delight than I do with Chad on the. I can see why you'd like the chocolate. I don't understand how this is anything more than a regular milk chocolate bar, though. And maybe it's just that I also am somebody who just doesn't want to eat a piece of plain chocolate. If I'm eating a candy bar, I want some other flavors in there.
Fair, but Novak's an asshole for liking Turkish Delight.
I'm indifferent to it. You guys.
What's
both
that piece of
had-
shit? I can hear you.
You guys both had loves and hates on this episode, so it was an interesting wide range here. So Geiger, we want to know what the listeners have to think about England, Zubas, Hammer Time, all that stuff. So where can they contact us?
Much like love and hate, there's a wide range of topics on today's You Tried That. We'd love to hear your take on Brexit. We'd love to hear your take on the Queen, crumpets. Yeah, we're moving on. So if you want to, if you're from London, hey, guess what? America's #1. We kicked your ass in that war. Remember? Eat it.
That's right,
bitch. That's right.
The battle of Hammer Time.
Yeah, the Battle of Hammer Time.
Yeah, that's right. Our old pal, wooden titties himself, George Washington, just slapped the floor with England.
A little something I like to call the Revolutionary War.
George Washington, his tits as hard as Chad's dog's dick when he's digging in a plate of spaghetti. Where the fuck are we going with this?
Soch Meads? How about those Soch Meads?
Soch Meads. Soch Meads. You can reach out to us at youtrydat@gmail.com. Ask us questions. Provide some feedback. Recommend snacks to try in the podcast, whatever you fancy. You can also contact us on Twitter, #YouTriedThat. We have a Facebook group aptly titled You Tried Dat. We're on YouTube. We are on Instagram and all the other places where you can find your podcast. We would love a review. Star us, don't star us, whatever. But thanks for listening. I would probably get fired as a social media director pretty quick. Don't star. I don't give a fuck.
Don't star us. Whatever you do, don't star us.
Now Zuba's us totally.
Yeah, we could. If we could get Zubas as a sponsor, that'd be good.
They got nothing else to do, I'm sure.
Can we get YTD branded Zubas? Right, we all get a pair of Zubas that just says "You Tried Dat" across the ass cheeks.
All right. So here's the question. Your answer can range between 0 to 365. So it's a number of days you would agree to do this.
Yeah.
And so every morning you have to eat from only until noon. From morning till noon, the only thing you can eat is Turkish Delight. You have to eat one of them. So your breakfast and the whole morning food is only a Turkish Delight. Now, if you don't eat a Turkish Delight, if you choose to have a regular breakfast, then you can wear whatever pants you want to wear, right? Wait, did I say it the other way? Oh, if you eat
I'm super confused. I'm like, I'm going to go with eating regular breakfast and wearing pants. I don't know about you guys.
You can eat the Turkish Delight and wear it.
Turkish Delight and zero pants or breakfast and regular pants? What are you going to do?
I guess
Real
I'll
head
add you
scratcher.
in the afternoon you get smashed with a hammer if you take that. No. So you can have regular breakfast, but you must wear Zubas that entire day to work, wherever you're going to go. Or you can have the Turkish Delight and wear whatever pants you need wear. So how many days of the year do you think you're going to choose the Zubas? Regular breakfast and Zubas.
Well, to start with, every day I got to go to work. I mean, which granted right now is not as many.
No, not the weekends, I guess. I mean, can wear Zubas all weekend.
Yeah, I'll wear Zubas all
You
goddamn.
used to be known as the guy at work who wears Zubas. I mean, that's totally fine.
I mean, now's the time to do it because, like, we're all working from home, so regular breakfast all day right now. Just fucking Zuba it up.
Just strolling through the office in my business cash Zubas. I'm gonna need the Zuba's stretchy waistband when I'm eating Turkish Delight for breakfast every day.
You come walking in and like from the waist up, like full suit, tie, and then like Zubas for pants, and then dress shoes.
So you think you'd be forced to eat Turkish Delight a lot of days just to keep your job?
Yes.
I wouldn't. My job is as such. Like, there are people that wear just straight up like ripped, sweaty sweatpants and flip flops to like the office every day. So like I could literally wear whatever I want as long as like I have something on. So I'd probably just wear the Zubas every day.
I mean, Chad, you just better pray there's no funerals that you have to attend that year. They're showing up in Zubas.
What are you wearing? I was really hungry this morning.
Let's just Bobby Zuba's funeral. You can show up and that's appropriate way to honor him.
I do know Bobby Zuba. It's funny that you should mention that.
Oh, that's strange.
We go way back.
And you didn't know what Zubas were?
He was super pissed in 8th grade when I was wearing hammer pants instead of Zubas. He stopped talking to me.
You were wearing sports team pants that were leopard print. He's like, "Fuck you! Those are knockoffs."
Wait, is Bobby Zubas the guy who made up Zubas?
He's the founder of Zubas, yeah.
Yeah,
right. So
founder of Zubas, and he was in 8th grade with me. That's
I was about to say, was he an 8th grader, or was he a grown man coming to your middle school?
No, he was in 8th grade. He'd been held back many, many, many years. He was actually 36 and still in 8th grade.
Honestly,
he was a dipshit.
I would believe that like an 8th grader was like, "Hey, let's make zebra stripes in the color of my team." Like that's like a back of the notebook sketch that someone would do anyway. So that probably makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, my dad wore them all the time, but also is renowned as never like paying more than $2 for a pair of clothing in his life. Just the hand-me-down of hand-me-downs. When I would wear shirts, I would be done wearing shirts that didn't fit me anymore, and I was a scrawny teen, and he would just like rip his body into the thing just so he wasn't have to pay for a t-shirt.
His fucking belly's just rips open the front of the shirt. Just a belly button hanging out and nothing else.
I just always assumed your dad really liked Power Rangers. I was confused.
All right. Well, any last comments about England, guys, or about our trip around the globe here?
We've explored it so much today.
England, you're great. Would love to come visit you sometime. Which country in our global tour had the best snacks? Who won?
Wow, you're the guy who keeps all the fucking scores.
Yeah.
The Smarties milk chocolate was pretty consistent. I think England might be the winner here, boys.
Look at that.
Really?
Despite us hating stuff?
We ate a lot of shit.
I thought Mexico was a pretty strong app, right?
Yeah. Mexico, I can't even barely think back 3 episodes. What the hell?
Did the USA count?
The highest score things from our world tour was the Twirl and the Daily and Brownie. Followed by Mad Fritz, Mavelbon.
How did the Twirl have the highest score when it didn't even win this episode?
Oh, the Kit Kat Senses. Sorry, I missed it. The Kit Kat Senses and the Smarties were the highest scores. Sorry, I don't know
Wait,
how
are
to
you
count.
counting your ratings for more than ours?
Okay, guys, if you had to count which one won, and also wear normal pants and eat Turkish Delight. Oh shit, did I fuck that up?
Well, look, we all know that 4 is a lower number than 3.7 when it comes to math.
Who's doing these calculations? Me?
Yeah, I'm just channeling my inner Geiger here as I look at numbers. I'm just brain farting left and right.
I've been actual farting left and right.
All right, well, we are done with our trip around the globe, but we still have plenty more to go, including hopefully a Kit Kat tournament where we're trying to procure some Kit Kats from a guy who we know that sells those. And
a famous Kit Kat dealer named Japan.
Yep.
His name is just Japan.
His name is Japan.
And all flights out of him are currently suspended.
Strangely enough, he's Korean.
And of course, we'll have the very special 100th episode coming up, which we have completely planned out and locked in.
Let me check the planner. Oh, looks like we've got a TBD segment all lined up.
But that'll do it for this time. We'll be back next time. We'll be trying out 3 brand new snacks.
Deuces.
Huzzah!